Hey everybody, I think that I will just do a little short something here. A couple things I didn't mention this morning in that video. What about, there's a couple more good sources for researching Mormon history that I didn't mention. And then we got to look at, how do we deal with bias, confirmation bias, objectivity, that sort of a thing, apologetic nonsense, and the way the apologists try to poison our minds against fact by poisoning our minds about people that share truth. So, a couple examples here. I like the picture. Anyway, and maybe look at some more comments here. So, had a comment a while back. Come on now. By C. Dallas. And Dallas is, he's kind of wannabe LDS apologist or something. And, I'm not going to call him, what do they do at Three Mormons? If they have somebody that tells the truth and disagrees with them, what do they call him? A troll. Well, I click on these links too, I don't just click on the links that I get from my favorite viewers. I click on, this guy. He's a high priest or something, and he's got something to say. So I clicked on it, and it goes to a video. It says, a study of the trials of Joseph Smith. So he's commenting on the one where I was doing a review of Paul, Paul, what's his name? Did a letter to an apostle, and was it Douglas? Anyway, and so one of those chapters was about Joseph Smith's many legal issues. And so anyway, you click on this, you can find that little link here, and so it's an LDS apologist, forget who it was, and he's saying, Joseph Smith, he had all kinds of legal issues. But don't worry, he was only convicted like once ever, and it was no big deal or something. So we're supposed to believe that just means he's a great guy. Once again, they're leading us away from what's really important. They argue, well, he wasn't convicted of anything terrible, at the 1826 trial for being a disorderly person. Well, that's not the point. And if you listen to what the guy says in there, he just leads you away from what the real issue is. The real issue is that he was on trial because, nephews or something of Josiah Stoll thought that Joseph was, jacking Uncle Josiah around, trying to lead him all over the place with all these fantasies that he's going to find gold and silver mines on his property, that sort of thing, so he could use his scrying, his seer stoning, his crystal gazing business to, go around and look for buried treasure and make money off of Josiah Stoll. I don't know how much Joe was charging him, but I'm pretty sure it's more than he'd get for digging the hole. So, this is in 1826, and he's scrying, crystal gazing. It's the same thing as using a crystal ball, but you're using a different kind of a rock. Throwing it in the hat. It's still practicing witchcraft, practicing magic. You're dedicating these things, you're consecrating them, setting apart with witchcraft spells. And this is in 1826. And the Book of Mormon clearly condemns witchcraft and magic. But Joseph is a magician, or he's trying to be, in 1826. Whether you like his 1823, angel Nephi, who turned into the angel Moroni at some point, or you like his 1820 thing, which is just a complete farce because, he just constantly falls over himself, contradicting known history of his family and all sorts of things. That obviously didn't occur. And if any of these did, and he's supposed to be following the God of Israel, why is he practicing magic and witchcraft? Why? That's the point. So my point is that they always lead you away with these decoy arguments. They frame the argument in such a way. Sorry, we got a helicopter here. You are not my hero, and Steve Garvey is not my padre. Okay. So it's a matter of framing an argument in a manner that is not going to locate the most damaging material to the reputation of the brethren in the church. That's why these arguments are framed this way. They don't mind having arguments. They just want you to argue inside of an octagon where they've got the referee. They want to control the argument like they control the argument on whoredom, and keep it within context of plural marriage, and only women that the church says may have been married to Joseph Smith. That we use the word marriage to try to legitimize his sexual escapades and exploitation of women. We don't look at the spiritual wife system. They never talk about it. They just don't mention it. Okay, a couple of sources that I was going to mention that I didn't in the other video for researching LDS history, and we were focusing on polygamy, or whatever that's supposed to be, spiritual wifeism. Brodie and Dan Vogel both written really good material. Dan Vogel's also done some videos. So people looking to do your own research, that you're going to have, those are some good resources, and you'll have a lot of footnotes and that sort of a thing. So I wanted to mention those little things.